Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name's Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today, we're going to be making some fermented cranberries. If you have been with me for very long, you will remember last year I made a fermented cranberry kind of vlog style, and it didn't turn out very good. So, as I threatened back then, in this video right here, I am going to try it again. I'm going to try it with different recipes, and these are pretty darn fresh cranberries. So we're going to try it two different ways. And the first one is kind of more of a salt ferment, like a salt brine type of ferment. And this one is from rebootedmom.com. And then we're going to be doing a honey fermented cranberries from growforagecookferment.com. So I got both of these recipes here. I will be sure to link both of these recipes down below so you can click on there and go ahead and support those folks over there. I'm not going to type up the recipe down below, and if you want the written version, just go ahead and click over to these blogs and you can check them out there. So the first recipe calls for 2 cups of organic cranberries, a medium orange peel with the pith removed, a cinnamon stick, a cup of water, and 2 teaspoons of salt. And that is for the more salt brine type of ferment. And then for the honey ferment, it's very similar to the honey garlic principle. Actually has it right here, the honey garlic. And I will go ahead and link that video up here if you have any interest in that one as well. That one is great and tasty, and it's a great immune booster. So, and this one calls for 3 cups of fresh cranberries, a 1-inch knob of ginger, a cinnamon stick, 1 orange juiced, and a cup of raw honey. So we're going to use the peel for this one, and we're going to use the juice for this one, and then 2 cups of raw honey. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to, however much of this fits in the jars, that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do these recipes one at a time. So before we actually get started on the fermented pickled cranberries, I want to go ahead and invite you to hit the subscribe button down below. We have lots of fermented recipes, and we do all kinds of canning and dehydrating and freezing, all types of experimentation with foods, and we also do the occasional chicken and gardening video. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit the like button if you do enjoy this video. It is a great help, and I do also love to hear from you guys down below if you have the opportunity, and if you have any comments or questions or ideas of things that we can work on in the future. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to peel the orange. It says to peel it and remove the pith, but I'm going to try and see if I can just use something like this to kind of sort of zest it and just get kind of the surface. That seems to be working okay. And you really want to make sure that you're getting the pith off. I have accidentally fermented with the pith. I think I did it last time. I wasn't careful about getting the pith off. Fermented pith, oh my gosh. Don't mess with that stuff. It's pretty gross. Okay, so that's probably about as good as I'm gonna get it. I just peeled off the very top layer, and there's just this little bit of pith that's left underneath. Just take a spoon, kind of scrape it off. And into the jar. So we got the orange peels in the jar, and next thing we're going to do, we need to take 2 cups of cranberries, and we're going to basically, it doesn't say that you're supposed to squish them, but every other recipe that I came across said that you're supposed to, so we're going to squish them. I'm basically just squishing them to the, you don't need to squish them like squish them. You just squish them enough to break the skin, to pop them open, so the brine can penetrate. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt to our 1 cup of water. And we're going to stir it until it dissolves. I don't think this is gonna be enough water, but we'll give it a go. Nope. Go with another half a cup of water and another teaspoon of salt. Just so we have enough to cover. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our weight. You wanna weight this down in whatever means that you have available to you. And what I'm gonna use is this is a pickle puck and this is a pickle pipe from Mason Tops. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on top. And you can see, it's now submerged. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it with the pickle pipe and then we're gonna screw a ring on top of there. Screw a ring on top of there. Put it on here. And we're just gonna let this ferment. This recipe here says that hers took about a week for her to enjoy it. So I don't actually know how long this is gonna take, but I'll bring you along when it starts to kind of do stuff. After a few days, it should start to bubble. And then when the bubbling kind of subsides, that's most likely when this is probably gonna be done. This is a fruit ferment, so you don't wanna let it go too long because it'll start to turn it, like it'll start to take on alcohol flavor and alcohol, basically. So on to the next one. This is the fermented honey cranberries. And this one says to break the skins like I did on the other one. The other recipe didn't say to do that, but every recipe I've come across has said to do that. So I figured it would be a good idea just to go ahead and do that. So this one says to do that, and it says that you can use a fork or you can pulse it in a food processor. I'm just gonna pound it with my ground pounder here. And then it says to place the bruised cranberries in a quart-sized mason jar, add the ginger slices, cinnamon, stick, and orange juice and stir, and then pour enough raw honey to cover the cranberries. Let's get cracking. This says 3 cups of strawberries, or cranberries. Okay, so as I'm pouring it, I'm just checking for any duds. We have all of our ingredients in the jar. We have the cranberries and, let me see, the cranberries, cinnamon stick, the orange juice, and then the ginger on top here. And so the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna cover it with honey. It's gonna take a little while for it to actually seep through the jar. So it's gonna be a very long and eventual process. It's probably gonna take like an hour at least. So I have this honey. It's from Hawaii, actually. My son brought it to me when he went to Hawaii to visit my sisters. And so he brought it home, so I figured this would be a perfect use for it. And you want to make sure that you're using like raw, unfiltered, like organic honey is the best honey that you can use for this because it still has a lot of its good properties to it. So anyways, all right, this stuff is solidified, so this might, what am I gonna do here? Okay, so basically what we're gonna do with this honey, because it is solidified, we're gonna double boil it until or double boil it, whatever, until we get enough to be able to fill up the jar. And I forgot to mention, this is also macadamia honey, so it's pretty unique. You don't need to use that. You can use just any old raw honey that you guys have. This is just what I have. So now that we have our honey melted, we're ready to go ahead and put it on top of ingredients in the jar. And we're just gonna, as the day goes on, we're just gonna let it kind of seep down in the jar. It's gonna take a while, so be patient. All right, so the time has come. It has been 20 days since we left our cranberries to ferment, and now we're gonna give them the first taste test. The book said to go between 2 to 4 weeks for the honey one, or the book, or wherever I got the recipe from. I don't remember, but you probably will because it's only been a couple minutes. So, and then this one, I don't know how long it fermented for. I haven't checked on any one of these. I've unscrewed the top of this one. I know it's not moldy. And that's pretty much all I've done. It took probably about a day for the honey inside of here to turn into a liquid, and it all just kind of absorbed. And so now you can see it's like, this is the honey that wouldn't even melt. And it was so thick and just full of, it wouldn't even go down to the bottom. This is that one. And then this one I haven't even looked at all. I'm kind of nervous to open the lid. I have kind of neglected this one. Oh yeah, it's good. Nothing on top whatsoever, not even calm yeast. Ooh, but it's bubbly. See if I can show you. Yeah, see, nothing at all on top. So let's take the weight off. Give this thing a taste test. Okay. Smells like orange. That is sweet and tart. So much better than last time. Oh my gosh. This is one that I actually would enjoy eating. I like this one. It's not overpoweringly sweet. It's not overpoweringly salty. This right here would make a really good, like a cranberry relish or a cranberry sauce or something of that sort. It just has that unique kind of umami type flavor. It's got a little bit of the sweetness left, and it's got like the oranginess to it. It's not overpowering on any spectrum. It is a really good sour ferment. I like that. Okay, on to the honey cranberry. I'm super excited about this one. It has been, like I said, it's been 20 days. It's very dry. I think I need to dig deeper. Just don't get the one on top. Wow. That is so good. Holy smokes. Wow, that is just delicious. Wow. Don't judge me. Robert, do you want to try these ones?
Just give me one little, that's good. One little thing.
Trying to find one that's broken up so the brine will actually be in there.
Okay. Thanks, wife.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Better than that last one.
I like it. It's kind of, it's like got the pretty good balance, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like sweet, it's not too salty, it's sour.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll go good in the savory food.
Ooh, this one's different.
This one.
This one you'll like. Take a big bite. You'll enjoy it.
Give me a big bite of this, huh? Let's see. Oh.
See? I knew you'd like this one. This one's really sweet. This is a honey cranberry with some orange in it. You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just fry that up. Jelly it.
Yep.
Cranberry sauce.
I might do that. with both of these. I could probably do that.
Yeah.
We are coming up on that time of year. So there you have it. The 2 different ways that you can make some cranberry ferments that are actually successful. First thing you want to do, make sure you're using fresh cranberries. Ones that are not in your fridge for 2 or 3 weeks and then get dry and just gross. So fresh cranberries are key to this, and just picking the right recipe. This one is really good. It's more on the sour side. This one is, if you have issues with any kind of like a UTI or anything like that, this one would probably be really good. Because not only is it cranberries, but it's fermented cranberries. So all of the goodness and the good properties that are within the cranberries are accentuated by the fermentation process. So if you struggle with that, this one is probably going to be great for you. This one is really good for taste, and I'm sure it has other benefits as well. It would also possibly aid with the UTI type stuff, but it has the sugar in it, so it can also hinder the process of trying to fight off any kind of bacteria. So Kind of just depends on what you're going for, and not to mention the fact it's just delicious. We have cranberry season coming up here and all of the delicious things that people do with the cranberries. This would be really good. Both of these would be really good made into some kind of like a cranberry sauce or a jelly or something like that, and using it with your leftovers. One of my favorite things that I like to do is I make a sandwich with leftover turkey, cranberry sauce, and cream cheese. Like, it's a reason in itself to cook turkey. Like, if you don't actually cook turkey, or if you don't, anything, just go buy a turkey and so you can have this sandwich, because it is really that good. And I can imagine it is going to be so much better with these. Homemade, fermented, delicious, super healthy cranberries, fermented 2 different ways. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you give this a try, especially after last year's disaster trying to make fermented cranberries. This one is a massive success. So definitely give this a try. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me and encourages me along the process. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't know why I'm giving me a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. There's also one, I think it's right here. No, it's over here. Hit that button right there and you can subscribe. And you can join in on the fun. We do all kinds of fermentation, as well as a bunch of like food preservation, canning, fermenting, freezing, dehydrating, and even the occasional chicken and gardening videos. So if you are interested in that, make sure you subscribe and join in on the fun. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.